Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Nathan, and today we are going to be ranking the top rookie from every single NHL team so far this season. Now, we've seen some elite rookies so far in the 2021 season, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through every single NHL team and rank the top rookie from each. But to give a little bit of flavor to this video, because there are some teams with some pretty lesser prospects compared to others, we're going to be ranking every team's top prospect from 31 up to number 1. So, who do I see as the best and the worst rookies right now in the NHL, and where does your favorite team's top rookie place in my rankings? Watch till the end for all of the content and all the picks, and hit that subscribe button for more daily hockey content just like this one. Only 30% of the people that are watching these videos are actually subscribed, so make sure you join the Grab Gang on the road now to 32K. Now, as I said before, we're going to go through the top rookies for each team, but rank them from 31 down to eventually the first and the best rookie in the NHL. But we're going to start out at number 31, the 31st top rookie in the NHL this season. We're going to go to our 31st spot and start out with the Toronto Maple Leafs and go to young forward Adam Brooks. They're pretty much by default at number 31, the Toronto Maple Leafs, because they've only had 2 rookies play, and it was Nicholas Robertson who played 1 game and Adam Brooks who played 1 game. I go with Adam Brooks because in that 1 game he got 1 goal, but that's pretty much it, and easily at number 31 is Toronto. But now moving on to the number 30 spot, and we can actually get to a rookie who has played a lot of games, which is a big improvement over the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're now going to move on to the St. Louis Blues backup goaltender in Ville Husso. Now, Ville Husso is at this spot. He's played some games, which is an improvement. He hasn't exactly been great in those games, though, as Jordan Binnington's backup. In 10 games played so far, has an .879 save percentage, a minus 8.87 goals above expected, which right now is 62nd among NHL goaltenders. He's played games, that's why he's higher than Adam Brooks, but to be honest, he hasn't exactly been good either. But we're now going to go on to number 29, on to the Philadelphia Flyers' top rookie this season. And there's really only one guy that has actually played a good amount of games as a rookie this year for Philly, and that is Connor Binnington. Now, Binnington is a good, solid depth overall forward for the Flyers. Has been in the AHL for a couple of years now, was an OHL player as well before that. He's been okay for Philly at best. In 16 games played, has 1 assist, 1 point, but he's kind of just been an underwhelming player. I think still needs some seasoning in the AHL, but he's 22 years old, so I don't think it's much of a problem either. But now, after Connor Binnington, we can finally get into some players that have started to really play well this season. Going on to number 28, we're going to go to the Arizona Coyotes' top rookie in Barrett Hayton. Now, Barrett Hayton so far this year in 14 games played has 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points, and with Barrett Hayton, I thought he started off decently in the first week or so, but especially after that, really just declined hard, and I think was worthy of getting sent down to the AHL. That's where he's at right now, and there has been some good progression there, but it's obvious that Barrett Hayton isn't quite ready for that NHL level yet, but I think eventually he will get there. Just so far this season, kind of been a little bit underwhelming. Then we're going to go on to number 27, though, and move on to the Columbus Blue Jackets, and another player that I kind of expected to be a little bit more than what he's shown so far this year, but he's still been fine, and for the Columbus Blue Jackets has been decent for them. We're going to go to speedy forward overall for them in Liam Foudy. Now, Liam Foudy so far in 12 games played has 3 assists for 3 points, and I think Liam Foudy has just been fine. He's been using the speed, he's been using the skills effectively. He hasn't been anything amazing, but he hasn't really been bad in any area either. He's just kind of been there. He's been fine for the Columbus Blue Jackets, which compared to some other players in the team and how they played, isn't the worst in the world. And next up, we're going to go to number 26, and we're going to go on to the Detroit Red Wings' top rookie and winger Evgeny Svechnikov. Now, I think people tend to forget just how much hype Svechnikov had back when he was drafted in the year after and how good he was due to the injuries and the bad luck he's had recently, but it looks like he's back in the NHL and back as an established NHL player, which is very good. So far in 5 games played, has 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points. We're going to go now to the Colorado Avalanche top rookie, and this is a debate I think I've had a little bit with myself these past couple of weeks, because I would have initially said Bowen Byram if I had this video made like a month ago, but I think there's one player that's kind of surpassed him him in terms of overall play and just being a lot more of a consistent player, especially with Bowen Byram being injured as well. I think it kind of lends in Logan O'Connor's favor. Now, Logan O'Connor has kind of impressed me this year. In 15 games played, has 3 goals, 3 assists, and right now in terms of expected goals for percentage and expected goals against per 60, he's first on the Avalanche in both of those categories. And in terms of the eye test, he's not far off from those statistics. He's a great overall grindy bottom 6 player that just gets the job done. Now going on to number 24, we're going to go to yet another Logan. On to the Winnipeg Jets. My pick will go to Logan Stanley. Now, Logan Stanley hasn't played that much in general. He's played a lot of games, but not that big of a role for the Jets. But so far in that role, I think he's been very, very decent for them. In 16 games played, has 1 assist, 1 point. I wouldn't look to that because it's Logan Stanley and he's not going to get too many points. But in terms of the defensive play, which was always what he was drafted for, he's been decent this year. We're now going to go to another defenseman, though, at number 23. We're going to move on to yet another Canadian team in the Edmonton Oilers, and my pick is going to go to Evan Bouchard. Now, Evan Bouchard, in 21 games played, has 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points. I think in terms of what Bouchard has brought, it's the puck-moving ability, it's the overall solid skating that he has improved upon a lot in these past couple of years that he has brought to the Edmonton Oilers. But I think in terms of defensive play, he didn't really start off amazing, and he's kind of taken a step back as well these past couple of weeks. He's been all right, nothing absolutely special, but still, I think has time to develop into that top 4 D-man that Edmonton drafted him to be. But now we're going to go on to yet another young defenseman here today. I mean, defensemen are doing pretty well this season rookie-wise, so we have to mention them quite a bit. Going on to number 22, in the Tampa Bay Lightning's top rookie, I have Cal Foote. Now, he hasn't put absolutely electric point numbers or anything. He has 1 goal, 1 point in 21 games played. But especially in the month of March, I think he's done all the little things correctly. He's been playing really good defensively lately. Now we're going to go on to number 21, though. Definitely one of the most underrated rookies out there. I'm going to go to the San Jose Sharks and John Leonard. So far in 20 games played, 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points, but honestly defensively is where I think he has been his best. He's been really solid defensively in terms of awareness and in terms of that great stick he has. He's a great overall player on the bottom 6 for San Jose, and so far he's been working out fantastically for them. Speaking of bottom 6 players, we're now going to go to number 20 and the Boston Bruins, and quickly becoming one of the most fascinating players out there. I'm going to go to perfectly Boston Bruin player in Trent Frederic. Now, Trent Frederic so far this year in 27 games played has 4 goals, 1 assist for 5 points, but when you look at him for the Boston Bruins, he's the perfect Boston Bruin. He is such a trash talker. He's such a get under your skin type player. Now, we're going to move on to number 19, and I want to mention another underrated rookie that I really don't see getting any respect right now, but I think has played really good this year. We're going to go to number 19 from the Florida Panthers in Mason Marchment. Now, in 11 games played, Mason Marchment has 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points, over a point per game, and with a 55% expected goals for percentage as well. I think the eye test kind of backs it up. Marchment is playing really well right now, and as a former relief, he's come on to the Florida Panthers, and he's just played really well in his own respect. There's nothing absolutely flashy with his game, but he's just able to be efficient, able to be productive, and in a smaller role, the Florida Panthers has fit quite well, and again, the point production speaks for itself. Then going on to number 18 now, we're going to move to the Anaheim Ducks top rookie. There really is only one guy that's been rookie for the Anaheim Ducks this season, which is pretty surprising, but it is a big one in Trevor Zegras. Now, Trevor Zegras hasn't blown anybody away this year, but especially when it comes to the power play and the offensive zone time, he has been terrific in terms of passing and in terms of overall awareness. The points are starting to come for him. 3 assists, 3 points in 10 games played, but I expect that to be a lot better throughout the second half and be a lot better and a major improvement next year as well. And now getting into a little bit of the middle of the list, I would say, on to number 17. We're going to go to the Nashville Predators' top prospect, and a guy that I think has gone pretty underrated this year overall. I'm going to go to Finnish winger in Ilya Tolvanen. Now, Tolvanen in 20 games played has 6 goals, 3 assists for 9 points, and he hasn't been anything absolutely spectacular, but he's using his offensive creativity well. His skating, I think, has improved quite a decent bit, which I think is key, and he is looking like an established pro at the North American level, which has been a concern in the AHL over these past couple of seasons, but the talent and the potential he had after those 2018 and 2019 seasons was spectacular, and I'm really hoping that he's able to capture that with the Nashville Predators full time. Now going on to number 16, though, we're going to go to the Calgary Flames top rookie. This was a guy that was put on this season as a guy that could be one of the Calder Trophy favorites. Started off slow, but I think especially in March has been really good, that being Juuso Valimaki. Now Valimaki in 29 games played, has 1 goal, 6 assists for 7 points, 53% expected goals for percentage as well, and I think the offense is finally starting to really show itself. It started off really unspectacular, but again, I think especially in this past month or so, he's been majorly improved, doing a lot of the little things a lot better, and is finally a lot more comfortable at the NHL level, which I think is definitely key. Though we're going to go on to another defenseman here. We're going to go on to number 15, right in the middle of the list pretty much, onto the Pittsburgh Penguins top rookie in Pierre-Olivier Joseph. Now, Joseph started off fantastic for the Penguins, especially those first couple of weeks of the season. He was brilliant. I mean, kind of slowed down, and of course he's injured right now, which doesn't exactly help his case, but I still think he's been solid. In 16 games played, has 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points, but again, that start is really what propelled him. I think if he can get back to that start after the injury, he could be still one of the best rookies in this class. And now going on to number 14, we're going to go to the Vegas Golden Knights' best rookie so far this season, and I'm going to go to defenseman Zach Whitecloud. Zach Whitecloud got quite a bit of hype after last year's playoffs, playing very, very well, and this was still his rookie season technically, and so far, he's been a big part of that Vegas Golden Knights decor. In 26 games played, 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points, but especially in terms of the defensive area, he's been majorly improved after last season, and is a guy that could be a pretty big part of that team going forward. Now going on to number 13, and the Carolina Hurricanes top rookie. This might be the most underrated guy this year. He hasn't played the most amount of games when it comes to goaltenders, but he has been awesome for the Carolina Hurricanes. We're going to go to Alex Nedeljkovic. Alex Nedeljkovic, in 9 games played so far this year, has a .929 save percentage, a plus .604 goals saved above expected, which right now is 5th among NHL goaltenders. He has been awesome. The only reason he's not higher is because of the games played. If he continues that play, he'll be a lot higher in no time, but he has been awesome and definitely one of the best goalie rookies so far this season. Now we're going to go on to number 12. We're going to go to the Buffalo Sabres top rookie, and next up I have Canadian forward in Dylan Cozens. Now Dylan Cozens in 20 games played has 3 goals, 2 assists for 5 points. I think it's just been decent and good overall for the Buffalo Sabres. Again, nothing that absolutely stands out, but he's on the Buffalo Sabres, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass here. And just outside the top 10, going on to number 11, we're going to go to the LA Kings top rookie in Gabriel Vilardi. Now, Gabriel Vilardi, I thought, started off quite a bit slow, especially compared to how he was in those last few games with the LA Kings last year, but especially since this last month began, I think Gabriel Vilardi has been really just a lot more consistent and just a lot better overall. The offense has definitely taken a step above what it was before. He's a guy that so far in terms of points has been one of the best on the LA Kings so far, and in 27 games played has 6 goals, 6 assists for 12 points. He's been a lot better lately, and if he continues that, I think he could be in this top 10 for sure. Now going on to number 10, we're going to move on to the Washington Capitals top rookie goaltender, a guy that I think does get overrated, but I still think has had a good, decent rookie season. We're going to go to Vitek Vanecek. Now, Vanecek in 21 games played has a .908 save percentage, a minus 6.47 goals saved above expected, which right now is 57th in the NHL. That isn't exactly pretty, but Vanecek has been overworked. He's been told to be the starter day in and day out, and is finally getting some rest now, but it hasn't exactly been pretty in his own end. He's been okay. I think he's been all right, but considering the workload, I think that's still pretty impressive. Now going on to number 9, though, the 9th top rookie, and going on to the Montreal Canadiens top rookie, we're going to go to top D-man Alexander Romanov. Now, Alexander Romanov started off fantastic. In those first couple of weeks, I thought he was a top 5 rookie in this class, but I would say in the past month or so, it's been a lot less consistent and just a lot less impressive. He's still been fine, but it hasn't been the consistent effort that he's had in those first couple of weeks. He's still been okay, though, and again, in 27 games played, he has 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points, nothing that absolutely stands out. I think he's still doing a lot of the right things, but I think, again, some time and patience is needed for him to fully become a top 4 defenseman, which I think is definitely the case when it comes to Romanov. Then going on to number 8, as a Dallas Stars fan, I might be called biased here, but in my opinion, he's one of, if not the most underrated rookies out there in the NHL. We're now going to go to young forward in Jason Robertson. Jason Robertson has been so good for the Dallas Stars this year. In 20 games played, has 4 goals, 11 assists for 12 points, which again, this is the Dallas Stars we're talking about. Goals don't really come too naturally, yet Jason Robertson has done it so efficiently. All of his points have come on even strength, and he has been such an important part of their 5-on-5 play. He's been fantastic in his own zone as well, especially lately, I would say, but the offense is definitely what's been most impressive. He's come from the AHL, has worked on the skating so beautifully, and has transitioned into a great top 6 forward of the future for Dallas. Now going on to number 7, we're going to go to another top 6 forward of the future, I would say. Going on to the New York Islanders, top rookie in Oliver Wahlstrom. Oliver Wahlstrom has definitely impressed over this past month or so, and in 23 games played, has 6 goals, 5 assists for 11 points. A lot of that has come on the power play, which I think is something to note, but he has been a player that's really transformed that Islanders offensive dynamic. But now moving on into the top 6, and at number 6, we're going to go to the New Jersey Devils top prospect, and I'm going to go on to defenseman Ty Smith. Now, Ty Smith, when it comes to the season totals, in 26 games played, is 2 goals, 11 assists for 13 points. In terms of the season totals, has cooled down since the first few weeks, but I think Ty Smith is playing some of his best hockey right now, especially on defense, which was my main problem with Ty Smith in those first couple weeks. Great on offense, but really bad on defense, which was kind of surprising for how good he was on D in the WHL. But to me, Ty Smith has definitely improved that over this past month and has still kept a very solid, consistent offensive rate. The points haven't quite been there lately, but I think the little things are really going his way, and I think for Ty Smith, the points will, again, eventually come. Now going right inside the top 5, going on to number 5, and a guy that I think people kind of forget is as good as he is. We're going to go to my man, Nils Höglander of the Vancouver Canucks. When it comes to his season totals, in 32 games played, 5 goals, 7 assists for 12 points, and has been one of the best Vancouver Canucks players this season that continues to reign true over these past few weeks. Vancouver has been better, I guess, and Nils Höglander continues to be very good for them. One of the only players throughout this whole season that's kept playing as well as he has, but kept grinding, playing, kept caring as much as he has. He's been great and a big part of that Canucks offense. Then going on to number 4, gonna go to another underrated guy in my opinion who started off kind of weak but has been fantastic this past month or so. Going on to the New York Rangers starter in Igor Shesterkin. Now Shesterkin in 15 games played has a .921 save percentage, a plus 3.79 goals saved above expected, which right now is 11th among goaltenders in the NHL. He has been so good as of late, has dealt with some injuries, yes, but compared to what his start was, he has been brilliant and definitely one of the best young goaltenders in the NHL right now. But we're going to go inside the top 3, and we're going to go to number 3, and probably my hottest take for some of you guys in this video, I would say, but in my opinion, this player is just barely better than the people that many would expect to be at this spot. I'm going to go to the Ottawa Senators top rookie, and I'm going to go with Josh Norris. Now, I know some people will say Tim Stützle, and that's perfectly fine, but to me, when you just see the overall game of both players, Josh Norris is world's better than Tim Stützle right now. Tim Stützle has more talent, and I think will be better eventually in the future, but Josh Norris is a much more complete player right now, is fantastic in faceoffs, has been the #1 center for Ottawa, and has not just floated, he's succeeded in that role, and has been fantastic for them. In 32 games played, has 6 goals, 10 assists for 16 points, and has been awesome. Tim Stützle could be here as well if you see that way, but to me, the defensive play with Stützle kind of brings him down a peg. He would be about 4 or 5 if I put him on the list. Then going on to number 2, we're going to go to the Chicago Blackhawks main starter and go to Kevin Lankinen. Now, Kevin Lankinen has kind of declined this past couple of weeks or so, but he's still been fantastic this year. In 20 games played, as a .916 save percentage, and has been awesome for Chicago. Not the greatest defense, but he still rose above the ranks and has been amazing for them. And now we get into number 1, the obvious pick in my opinion, a guy who continues to impress, even though he is on the older side, I think deserves the Calder Trophy right now. We're going to go to the Minnesota Wild, number 1, in Kirill Kaprizov. Now, I know there will be some people out there that say he's too old, but Kevin Lankinen is older. I mean, you look at some of the guys as well on this list that are on the older side. Kirill Kaprizov is an absolute stud, though, and is one of the main reasons why the Minnesota Wild are so fun to watch this year. He's always making creative plays, always doing the right thing, and defensively, he's been really actually okay this year. And I think especially this past month or so, you've seen Kaprizov really taken this whole team into his own. He's been so good as advertised, and even though I was one of the biggest Kirill Kaprizov fans out there, he has been so solid in his first season, and in some respects, better than even I would have imagined. But that'll be it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more hockey videos just like this one. Comment down below what do you agree and disagree with, and who do you see as the top and worst rookies in the NHL this season. Let me know. Share this video with your friends. Get it out there. Click on this card for all my hockey rankings content right on my playlist. My name is Nathan. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video or stream. Goodbye, y'all.